with you. You little stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. You little dumb ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I got a million trillion things I'd rather fucking do than to be fucking with you. Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, bitch, I don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. Don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. I heard you got a new man, I see you taking a pic, then you post it up thinking that it's making me sick. I see you calling, I be making it quick. I'ma answer that shit like I don't fuck with you. Bitch, I got no feelings to go. I swear I had it up to here, I got no ceilings to go. I mean for real, fuck how you feel. Fuck it 2 cents if it ain't going towards the bill. Yeah, and every day I wake up celebrating shit. Why? Cause I just dodged a bullet from a crazy bitch. I stuck to my guns, that's what made me rich. That's what put me on, that's what got me here. That's what made me this. And everything that I do is my first name. These hoes chase bread, aw damn, she got a bird brain. Ain't nothing but trilling me, aw man, silly me. I just bought a crib, 3 stories, that bitch a trilogy. And you know I'm rolling weed, just fucking up the ozone. I got a bitch that texts me, she ain't got no clothes on. And then another one text me, yo ass next. And I'ma text your ass back like I don't fuck with you. You little stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. You little dumb ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I got a million trillion things I'd rather fucking do than to be fucking with you. Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. Don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. Don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do.
Got a million things on my mind, executive deals online, limited amount of time, chasing these dollar signs, and you ain't on your grind. You liable to find me up in the MGM casino in the deep. Fucking off Eddie, I could've put on property. From the bait to the murder myth, my niggas put murder mission. She choosing, that's her decision. Free my niggas in prison. On the phone with a bitch who can't do shit for a pimp, but make a nigga hella rich. Got a blunt in my dental, blowing hemp in a rental. On my way to Sacramento, late night, Arsenio. I'm never sentimental, go hard or go homeless. Barely, hardly, I'm chromeless. You might end up domeless. I bet you she into me. Her cheddar she giving me. I make a bitch stand outside forever like the Statue of Liberty. Rest in Pimp C, underground king of the South. I raise my styrofoam up and pour some drink in my mouth. Why you always coming around with bad news? Say you want me to win, but hope I lose. Asking if I rock with other niggas in the crew. But them niggas cool. It's just that
bitch, I ain't fucking with you. You little stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. You little dumb ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I got a million trillion things I'd rather fucking do than to be fucking with you. Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. Don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. Don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. I got a new chick that I gotta thank God for. I got a new whip that I gotta thank the lot for. Yeah, I got a lot but want a lot more. Yeah, we in the building but I'm trying to take it to the top floor. I swear I hear some new bullshit every day I'm waking up. It seems like nowadays everybody breaking up. That shit could break it down if you lose a good girl. I guess you need a bad bitch to come around and make it up. I guess drama makes for the best content. Everything got a bad side, even the conscience. Now you're drinking till you're unconscious. Feel me when you get a fine bitches. Don't forget to read the fine print. Life got me meditating like I'm in the Himalayas. Keep a G with the L on me like the elevator. Yeah, I know that karma too real, so I hope you doing cool. But still, stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. Little stupid ass, I ain't fucking with. I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking with you.
Hello there, Pastafarians. It's me, Schizophrenic H. Here we are on Wednesday, the 20th of November.
Wow.
Fucking, it just started snowing over here at the Safe Word Studios. Looking out the window, it's melting though as it hits the ground, so that's nice. This is our last show, hey? Last show, everybody. Radio show is over for a long fucking time. Because we sure as fucking doing this Tomorrow I've got to go down and help the neighborhood kids go to the zoo. Apparently, they need adults to walk the kids around the zoo, and they signed me up for that because of how I live in this community. And they're like, "It's your turn." And I'm like, okay, well, that's your decision, I guess.
Right.
It's something you want, I guess. So no show tomorrow, and fucking then Joe's going straight and living a real life and working for the fucking man. And getting a paycheck and paying them tax dollars. So she's leaving us. So on Monday, maybe Friday. Well, on Friday I'm going to have my Pastafarian worship service and invocation. And then I suppose on Monday we're going to have we're going to start Define Your Terms. We're going to get in there and start fucking around with that.
Yeah.
So if you want to support that, go check out the Patreon, and you can help make those shows better. You can get us more content, and you can pay for someone to give people phone calls so that they come and live with us. Or talk to us, I mean. Alright. Right now is the time of day where we fucking take my medication, but before we do that, I want to just show you a very short movie that I saw and I very much liked. So, first, this movie by, hold on. Casey Frey. Casey Frey's very great movie.
So you wanna live long, so you wanna be free. Baby, running out of time, that's a really bad beat. On me, she wanna play hard to get this far by me, but I never wait long, I move on to what I need. I get my way, get out my way. Switch my place, I'm on my way. No mistakes, I know the stakes, yeah. I don't show face, I keep my pace, yeah. I don't show face, I keep my go crawl, I'm down on my knee. That's me, I don't talk down, I just move how I need. Oh, late, hit her one time, now she going both ways. She knows in control, all that bullshit gets on you. I get my way, get out my way. Switch my place, I'm on my
But we'll listen to this while we take our medications. That's a movie I watched. Had to share that with you guys. One of the greatest movies ever made. See ya after the medications. So, yeah, done with my medications. That movie was featured, that song was featured in a movie. I finally got around to seeing it last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nuts and pretty and...
It was good. It was a good film. Very good film. I don't know if I'd call it Driver, though.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was falling asleep. I was like, I bet he drove more in Blade Runner than in that movie.
Lol. It's very much like a couple of other movies. And I don't want to just compare one movie to other movies. But that's what we're going to be doing for the next half hour.
After a top of the hour walk, maybe.
After the top of the hour walk. We're going to talk about how you guys should come and see us at Twitter and all that shit. Josephine has brought in a joint here from pre-roll, as we call them in Colorado. Sorry about my chair going clang clang. If you want to check out my Amazon wish list, you can see the chair that we're going to buy when we get the money. Or you can just buy it for us. I was thinking about the money, the Patreon money, the other day, because it's like at 70-something, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to take it out soon and do something with it. And the thing I want to do with it is do all that 401(c) shit, right?
Nice, yes.
That's what we want to do with the Patreon money. So when I forget, just remind me.
Yeah.
I just keep forgetting what we're supposed to be doing with the cash. It's hard to know this stuff. Cult leaders are notoriously bad with cash, you know what I mean? So I'll try to do better. But anyway, we're getting really fucked up here at Savewood Studios because it's our last day here today.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everybody. Season 6, right?
Season 6, episode 36.
36. So that's fun. Good for us.
Yeah.
I suppose. We've had a lot of Christians come by and talk to us. And I tweeted on the Twitter about today's show that I'd like them to come and be with us. So now is the time that we've done the top of the hour walk and taken our medications, and we've thanked Big K for the very cherry cola. And it's time now to go to the questions. Let me pull up my questions here from the Christians. Live questions for live answers. Real truth. Cheapest truth around, in fact. And in fact, maybe a little bit of fucking empathy right here is what we'll get. So let's see how many of these Christians are here in a good faith attempt to discern reality and understand the danger of our faith and how we can control it and make sure it doesn't harm our loved ones. Oh yeah, nothing! Another big fucking nothing from the Christians. Let me check here on my notifications, see if anybody's responded to my post on the YouTube. Nope, still nothing over here. So, another fucking day where the Christians just don't want to know what's wrong, hey? Pretty bummer. That's the problem. When people don't want to know truth, how do you sell it, right? If people love lies and they prefer them, what the hell am I going to do just going around selling truth? And it's like, so what is the truth? And I'm like, no, selling truth. You're misunderstanding me. I was talking to this guy, and he could easily accuse me of having my truth, and then I was like, okay, so Jesus is your truth. He's like, no, Jesus is the truth. And I'm like, yeah, to you, Jesus is your truth. And he's like, no. And it's like, you're saying exactly the same thing to me. That I don't see the truth because I have my truth, and it's fine for me, and you're like, I'm immune to it. Oh my god, these fucking people. Before we get really fucked up on this joint, I do want to say, what a stupid fucking job this is. This fucking talk about religion all day long. It's a stupid fucking game, right? I cannot believe the audacity of these fucks that I'm playing the game with. It's incredible the stupid shit they say, that they think that they're allowed to do. It's nuts. Like, I've got all of these pastors that will no second thought talk about politics, right? Just tell you about politics. They'll do whole tweets without the name Jesus or anything, right? Just straight up Republican fucking talking points. And then I'm like, yeah, way to go, preacher and politics. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know? Like, fuck you.
Yeah. You claimed yourself a religious person, and that's what you should be talking about only.
And then you get mad when the Muslims are religious in politics.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, look at these evil motherfuckers. You can tell because they mix religion and politics. And it's like, that's you.
Yeah. Yeah, and their concerns with
Sorry. Yeah, they're concerned with...
Mormon senators was like, no, you'll mix your religion with it. And they can see it in Mormons, they can't see it in just straight Christians.
Let's talk about the Mormon senators. Maybe we haven't talked about that in a while. And since there's no fucking Christians around to talk to, we just get to talk shit all day long. So, Reed Smoot... Is that right? Surely I'm making that up. Hold on, I'm going to blow my nose here. And I'm not going to mute it, so just plug your ears. No, I am going to mute. Alright, so Reed Smoot. I'm going to pull up the thing here so that Joe can be reading it. Reading about Reed Smoot. While I'm fucking talking shit about it. Mm-hmm. And then she can update me.
Nice.
And like point at interesting things. Like, you don't have to.
Right.
But if you're like, wait a minute. So Reed Smoot. We can get some dates on here, that'll be cool. So, the Mormon Church has got one guy in charge, 2 guys that help him, and then 12 guys that help them. There's 15 guys in charge, okay? Mm-hmm. 15 members of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, if you can believe such a thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is the joint we're smoking here? Do you know the strain or whatever?
No.
Alright. Mystery joint, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. We'll get back to that in a minute. Holy frijoles. Which means holy beans, if you don't know the translation. So, he was an apostle from the year 1900, until he died, because, you know, it's generally, till you die, sort of. Calling, you know, like kings and emperors, you know.
Yep, popes.
Until you die and you're still alive. It's snowing again. There's snow here. So then, he was a United States Senator. And it says here, on the Twitter, or on the Wikipedia, that he began his tenure as a senator on March 4th of 1903. So we can see that he was already an apostle at this time. Yes. One of the 15 most powerful members of this church on a lifetime appointment to this church. And then he was elected senator. And everyone's like, are you fucking shitting me right now?
Yeah.
Like, you can't have a cardinal as a senator because they're a cardinal.
Correct.
And they like
have a career.
Right.
And a clear value.
Right. Are they stepping down from being that religious thing? No. Why would we do that? Right?
Yeah.
So, there's no conflict of interest here. What are you talking about? And so there definitely was a crazy conflict of interest, and this was brazenly just insane, right? Like, yeah. America was like, fuck you guys. And don't forget that the Republican Party had been founded primarily for, and it was what, 40 years earlier? Right? In, 1850s? 1860s? 50 years earlier.
Wow.
The Republican Party began because there was slavery. The major two things are that we're gonna defeat the twin barbarisms of slavery and polygamy. Right?
Yeah, that's great. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So the Mormons had moved out west, and everyone was still fucking pissed about the Mormons. And so the fucking Republican Party was a third party. It formed, fucking took over in 2 elections, and caused a civil war. So, you know, that's crazy. So then 50 years later, this fucking apostle from that church And let's see how many wives he had. Personal details. Well, two wives, but we can't tell if he had them at the same time. Or at first glance, I can't tell. I'd have to research. I don't know at the moment. But so it was a huge disgusting conflict of interest, and the Mormons were like, "What are you talking about?" And couldn't fucking understand what we were saying when we were like slight cardinals, and they just refused to understand because they're like, "But think at how great it would be to have a fucking Mormon senator." So all the other senators were like, "Well, we're gonna have to fucking interview this guy and see if he can fucking do the job." And they determined that he can do the job. The determination of the Reed Smoot hearings were, yeah, fine, right? Like, I guess we can't say no. If he promises not to do this sort of behavior, we can't say no. And we know he's definitely going to do it, you know?
Yeah,
So, it was long, right? Like, we're having public hearings today, in a sort of congressional situation, and people are interested, and it goes into the fucking... It gets written down, right? And it takes a lot of days.
Yeah.
And these fuckers have to fucking respond to the subpoenas. And so the prophet of the church, the Mormon church, came. The big fucking guy, out of all of them, did show up. And they fucking asked him questions about how personal revelation works and what his claims are. And he fucking backed down like a total bitch, man. When it came time to, in the fucking record in front of everyone, say your doctrine, he went with fucking Jesus's don't confess in public, only tell the truth in secret. Like, he really went with that Christian thing of fucking, when the cameras are on, say something different. And, you know, Spencer Dunn McKimball followed his fucking advice in the 90s, or whenever that happened. It's just disgusting. Because here we are, this is our most private meeting, if you'll notice. Wednesday is the slowest day, and, you know, people have real lives and all that stuff, and we're just waiting around for the Christians to show up, and they never want to, because you have to force them, apparently, to fucking learn the truth. No one will do it voluntarily. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about.
That they learn to tell a different story in front of cameras, yet here we are in our slowest day.
Yeah, here we are. And I'll say exactly this in front of the Pope. Right? I'll say this in front of all the cameras. Bring them or prove it. Right? And so, yeah. Why can't we be, instead of by your fruits, you shall know them, how differently they speak in public and private, you shall know them. Right? Why is it your fruits? How about the difference between their public face and their private face? Well, maybe that's a better fucking... Maybe we found even more doctrines that surpass the fucking Bronze Age Bible, Iron Age bullshit handed down.
Yep.
That, no, it's not by their fruits, you bastards. It's by how deceitful they are to the fucking people who are out of their group. How differently and falsely they speak. I was watching, just to jump subject here, I was watching a long time ago, when I was falling out of this religious thing, the documentary Going Clear. And they show a clip where there's like 6 women, or 8 women, being interviewed on a news show, and they're all just emphatically saying, no. There's no such thing as abuse, it's all fucking lies. And, the person who sort of organized that is there, and he's out of the church, and he's like, yeah, it's bullshit. And then we show pictures of him, video of him, telling things to the camera. And then the interviewer says, so to be clear, that was a lie. And he's like, oh yeah. Right? He was hitting me at the time. You know? Miscavige, because they were all like, Miscavige is violent. They're like, no, he's not. Where did you hear that? And like, he's going to hit him that day. You know? Everybody, he knows it.
Yeah. Yep.
And so then the image of these 6 ladies, or 6 or 8 ladies, they're doing their job and lying for the Lord and, you know, just doing as they're told. And then I couldn't not picture the Mormon equivalent of that when Joseph Smith would publicly talk about how he has no multiple wives and how he got some of his multiple wives to say that there was none of that going on, and they had already, it was going on, you know, like he got the people to lie for him, the people who were doing it to say they were not, or not doing it, but had done it, I suppose, to say that they hadn't. Just the reflection of that was very hard to shake. And so, as far as like a proposal of like something that will work to help shake the bullshit Jenga tower these myth addicts have built in their minds is a sort of third party similarity. I think is a very valuable tool. If I were just to wonder what is it that works, what can we do to help? I don't think it's specifically what Anthony Mandabosco is doing, which is try to avoid their
defensive.
the feedback, the blowback, the yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
The double down effect.
Yeah. What is that called? The something effect.
Yeah.
Backfire. Jesus. Because I don't think, because I think there's something duplicitous in that, eh? I think that it feels like there's something duplicitous in that. Is that you are avoiding something, and so it feels like you're avoiding something. And so, I think it's more something like, look, I don't want to argue with you. I think it's something more like we recognize that we can't communicate. But look at this, right? Let's talk about this other thing that's not you. And you can say, and we can agree on something. So I think that that's something that's more truthful. And I'm love to say this because what Anthony Mandabosco is doing is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he should change it at all. In fact, he's getting better at it. Watching him out there now, it's really he's taken it a long way. His sort of
Socratic method of asking them questions and trying to prevent them from getting defensive.
He's very, very good at it. But no, I don't want to be their friends, right? You know what I mean? Like I'm here because they have a problem.
Yeah, I'm here because I'm critical of them.
Right.
And I understand that they're going to get defensive, but I want to figure out a way to get through that.
Right.
And still communicate.
Well, no, not through it. Right. No, they can fucking be defensive.
Yeah.
Right. I'll be over here. I want to talk about somewhere where their defensiveness doesn't fucking matter. Right. You're not allowed to be defensive here, you piece of shit. Right, that's the point. Is I don't want to be like, hey, it's okay that you're defensive and we'll get through it. You're a cool person. I want to say, you can't behave like that, you fuck. Look at this. And tell me if it's good or evil. Right?
Yeah.
Instead of like, no, we're friends. So I think that there is a way to have a conversation where you're adversaries. You know, I think that that's sort of the point. Is we get stuck in this idea that, okay, we're gonna be nice, and it's like, then that's what we're doing, right? And so if you like niceness over communication, then you won't communicate. So it's got to be communication over everything, and that's not nice, right? And so there you go, right?
Yeah.
What I'm being is not nice. What I'm being is communicative. Are you cool with that, or you have a problem with that? And then we're out here on this place where we're both really uncomfortable because we're not friends, right? So I think the point is no one knows how to have the conversation when they're uncomfortable, but that's where the conversation must be. Unless you want to write a book, right? Unless you want to write a book and pay me to read it. You know, it's going to take a lot of time. Otherwise, we can sit here having the conversation, and it's like, oh, it's so uncomfortable for me, I don't know how to do this. It's different from normal for me. This feels like we're going to be violent soon. Like, cool, get over that.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
Right? You're the one who's a novice at this thing, and it's your uncomfort that we're all giving a shit about, but you're the one who wanted to walk into this arena and play this fucking game.
Yeah.
For the hearts and minds and souls of men. And so, fuck you if you're a little bit uncomfortable. This is important.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if you don't know how to do it, you want to play some other way, in a way that is not fucking full go. Like we are. Out here, in the streets, fucking fighting for the future. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a little pussy about it, go ahead. I don't give a shit. Kanye, fucking bitch. I fucking listened to his whole sermon. Oh my fucking Christ, he's bad. So, there's this part where he gets interrupted, right? And he goes, excuse me. He turns to the fucking right and he says to someone, I get in these fucking flows, and when you talk like that, it interrupts me. So how about everyone in this basketball stadium just shut the fuck up? Because God's gonna talk through me.
Gross.
Yeah. He says that.
So many ways.
And then go listen to what he says right after that. Because that's God talking through you. Oh my fuck. That's what God had to say? Like, you can't even guess what he talked about. You know, it's like, probably love one another, probably remember Jesus. You can guess 100 times, you'll never come close to the shit he said right after he said, let's all shut up, because I'm gonna go on a rant, and that's God talking. Cool. Now, I know, I go on rants as well, and I claim that Flying Spaghetti Monster might be influencing that, right?
Yep.
Because here I am, a Pastafarian, here I am on a Pastafarian show, and a Flying Spaghetti Monster's like, hey, say this for me. Like, he's totally allowed to, eh? We've pretty much consented to it. So, you know, I'm not speaking for Flying Spaghetti Monster, I'm speaking for me, but I'm a prophet, right? If he has anything to say, he'd fucking write it down or whatever. And, you know, I've told you about my visions, I've told you about things that I think I've been impressed upon me from greater than this universe. And I think that some of the things I might have said have hit you in your heart, right through his newly appendage, right? He reaches around and touches you in your warm and saucy heart. So, you know, maybe he's not saying anything through me, but maybe he's agreeing with some of the shit that I'm saying, eh? So, I know what it's like to claim the thing that motherfucker claims. And I know what the move is after that. You know, I know where we are in the story and what I need to deliver after I claim that shit. And this fucking clown is so novice, he just trusts the Holy Ghost. And then he just says the crazy shit like he said before, because he's using the same fucking crazy brain. And it's totally garbage and not at all helpful for you and your family. So, I'm a better shaman, I'm a better guru, I'm a better prophet than Kanye West. And his poor kid and wife were there. And, you know, they and he is so, like, frustrated and, like, just doesn't know what to do. Like, you can just see it. It's like, so now what? And he's like, I don't know. You know? Now what do we do, Kanye? And like, This is as far as I thought. And then he keeps saying, is like, all my albums are going to be gospel. And I was like, okay, you're doing this for one album, Kanye. This is 1 year, and you're fucking moving on. Your wife is so over it, and you are not going to be able to get them to your church services unless they get bigger and bigger. And you getting bigger than Osteen? You think so? You think you're going to find a place bigger than Osteen's?
Yeah,
He
and
bought
you
it off
demand
of-
your audience to be quiet.
Oh, let's all be silent. Oh my god. While the creator of all speaks through me. And then see if you feel anything. afterwards. See if how long it takes you to feel something in your heart, confirming that Kanye West is talking for the one and true holy creator of all, the imaginer of good and evil, the container of all eternity, eh?
Yeah.
And see if Kanye is the greatest artist of all time. Nathan Mercer is here, and again is identifying that all we ever say is "fuck the fucking fuckers." I think you're trying to make fun of us. I say more than that,
No.
but you know, fuck Kanye and fuck Osteen. Although Osteen was a better preacher than Kanye during that thing. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, yeah, as far as like who on that stage was better at talking to that many people? Oh, Osteen.
Yeah,
right?
right.
Who is better at managing a crowd that size? Not Kanye, right? He just bitches at a crowd that size,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh my god, he's a little bitch. I've never seen, yeah, anyway. I'd like to talk to him about reality. I'd like to talk to him about myth. I'd like to talk to him about being a good father and a good husband, eh? It'll be a good faith conversation, and I fucking dare you. And until then, fuck the fucking fuckers, right?
Yeah.
Fucking cowards.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe that's just me. Who is richer? I'm guessing the fucker who pays no taxes, praise be. Yeah, no, that's the point. I think we know who's richer, because someone showed up at someone else's gig, didn't they? Someone's like, you know what? I'm quitting mine, I'm taking yours. So yeah, someone's got more money. Yeah, and so yeah, I think that's the point is, Kanye tells us, by looking up to people, who he feels like he's under, and he thinks he's under Osteen and the fucking Trump? He looks up to these fucks? Cool, you're just proving that you don't believe it, right? When you say you're the greatest, you just think you have to pretend to be the greatest.
Yeah. He's always given me that feel of pretending.
Like he'd rather pretend than be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'd rather be than pretend. That's why I'm Pastafarian. That's the point, is I could be Mormon if I'd rather pretend than be.
Yeah,
Like,
you're gonna have your family back
how
today.
dangerous is that, though?
Yeah.
What a crazy, dangerous nightmare that is. Yeah, so, let's listen to a little bit of music here, because, we're still waiting for the Christians to come by. Did we listen to this one yet? I'm not even sure. Can't remember.
No.
Alright, here we go. See you in like 4 minutes.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep but running out. As time ticks by, still I try. No rest for cross-tops in my mind. On my own, here we go. Feel like they're gonna bleed right up and bulging out my skull. My mouth is dry, my face is numb. Packed up and spun out in my room. On my own, here we go. Set on overdrive. The clock is laughing in my face. Crooked spine, my senses dulled. That's the point of delirium. On my own, here we go.
look who's here. It's The Real. It's our last show for this season, The Real. We'll be starting a new show on Monday. A debate show. I think you'll like that a lot. In fact, you can, if you want to, you can be one of our early debaters. If you would like. That would be fun. December 10th, every marinara brain thumbs up face with like eyebrows or glasses channels will be gone for life, don't worry. You'll see you hollow brain together in hell. Fire. Unless it's imaginary, unless hellfire is mythological.
Yep.
Mass debater. Yeah, super debater. The Real Nanu. You seem to channel Robin Williams quite a bit. He seems to be a man who meant a lot to you. What is your favorite Robin Williams work? Was it part of his voice acting for like a cartoon, or maybe some real life stuff? Was it his comedies or his improvisational bits? What is it you remember most about Robin Williams, I do wonder. But before we get to that, The Real, before you talk about any of that, I want to go over our shit on Netflix segment, where we talk about the shit that's on Netflix. And I think we already did, but Drive, it's a really good film. Go see it. I mean, unless you're into violence, because it's violence. I thought it was going to be... So I watched this other movie on Netflix, this more of this shit that's on Netflix, called Hit and Run, which is Dax Shepard's movie. And you're like, who the fuck is Dax Shepard? And it's like, yeah, you know Dax Shepard. He's like married to that one chick, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden was like, oh, I'm supposed to know this guy? And then you're like, yeah. And then like, okay, it's that guy. Anyway, apparently he likes cars, and he's like, let's make a Cars movie. And he did, and it's called Hit and Run. And, you know, it's pretty chauvinist, and it's pretty sort of like holding on to some bad parts of the 80s. And, you know, they're talking about the word fag in it, and they talk about, like, and you know, that's the point, is being an 80s kid, we don't know what to do with the word fag. We don't know how to put it down or, like, find the right place for it. And we're trying to figure it out. And so it feels like we should be making jokes about the cutting edge of our feeling about it, but we're not. We're like a step behind. All the jokes we're telling are behind in the conversation. Because we're stuck in the 80s. We poor kids with our Star Wars figures, right? We're stuck on these bad parts of the conversation. We're not moving into the next part. And so that's what he shows in this, is that he still is behind. Like, even the cutting edge of, like, us 80s kids are or emotionally bleeding edge, I'd say, right? We're still, like, behind. Yeah, the conversation is much easier to have than we're having it. So, and it's evidenced by how he treats the girl in it, like, sort of what the girl is in this movie, what she represents, how he treats her, and sort of also because he wrote her, right? Yeah. So we're seeing him. It's saying more about him, what he thinks ladies are, and sort of where the conflicts are, right? Where he thinks the conflicts are, and it's really nice. The movie, and violent, right? Yeah. Right. Cars and violence, and then a little bit of fucking comedy. Mm-hmm. Or cars and comedy and a little bit of violence, maybe. But the violence is extreme, right? It's like people die. Yeah. Isn't that right? People get shot, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lots of people die. And so then I'm going into this other movie, Drive, right? Which was made earlier. And I'm thinking it's going to be very, very similar, right? We're going to be driving a lot. But we drive in the beginning, and then it's just a crime movie. But the violence is much more violent. And so the very major thing this is violent. And then it's sort of like, I don't know, drama, slow drama. And then it's driving. And so it's not even the same movie, but it's like, it should be overlapping. There should be the same character even. Right. And so, yeah, no, it's all very, very fun, except when it's like, oh, I didn't want to be in this violent a movie. I've got the kids are still up, you know what I mean? Like cripes. But then it's like, oh, that's fine, because it's Driver, right? And there's a little bit in it. There's a lot of movies to compare it to, but there's a little bit of Taxi Driver in it, right? Where De Niro plays this guy who's making it in society and then just isn't, and it winds up somebody gets killed, and it doesn't fall on him, and so he's still out there, right? And it might happen again. So that's Taxi Driver, not to spoil it or anything, but that's Driver is because there's a kiss in it that's like, whoa, I don't know if I've ever seen something like this, right? Like, this is, I've never seen this, okay? And then after that, like, he doesn't, like, see her ever again, right? So,
in fact, right after it, he drives her away for sure.
Yes, immediately after.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, you know what? You should get away from us criminals. So like, at the end of it, they're separated, and it's a decision that he makes, not to spoil it, but here you go. Spoilers from 5 minutes ago. He decides, right? And so at the end, they're separated, and it's sort of like a Taxi Driver thing that he's still out there. But it's like, it's okay, because that's where he should live, because he really does have this violence in him. Like, we think he doesn't. Like, it feels like he's this sort of non-gun character in a gun world, but that's not true. That's just the first act. In the second act, no, he's just fucking splitting heads open. So he really is this violent idea, and so the Taxi Driver guy is that is just too violent to be hanging out with people who would like normal lives, please. So it was a really good movie. It had a lot of Blade Runner in it too. It's like, oh shit, I've seen this movie, right? Like, come on. And it's like, well, no, because they didn't really Blade Runner, and Blade Runner did, right? They just full up Blade Runner, and these guys got to do everything in this movie. So it was fun. It was a fun movie, but it's like, is it really a movie or is it just gore?
Yeah.
But I kind of don't care.
Beautiful faces.
Yeah. So yeah, check off our last shit on Netflix segment for season 6 of Radio Show, because this is the end of Radio Show. Oh, season 6, and the next season that I'm going to be producing without Josephine here.
Yep.
Is not going to be Radio Show. It's going to be this whole other thing, which is called Define Your Terms with Schizophrenic Mitch. Finally, a place to have the conversation. Do join us on Monday for the first episode of that, the hour-long running series. Define Your Terms. Hopefully, the real CC Country City, if you don't mind me saying, you'd be a guest on that with us. That would be fun. Nathan Mercer says, "Come street preach in Seattle sometime, bro." Abso-fucking-lutely, I will. I'll let you know. I'll write that down of like who to contact when we go around. Check my Twitter though. I'll be announcing the tours of that. I get to the Los Angeles area quite a bit. But yeah, I'd fucking love to go to Seattle. I lived in New Zealand for a while, and I hear it's very similar. And yeah, sounds like a great place. I'll let you know when I'm around. Since I'm not going to be in the studio with Joe, because you know I'll be alone walking around the streets doing nothing. I'll be able to do a lot more street preaching, I think, coming up here in Denver for the next couple weeks, perhaps. So unless the snow doesn't stop until April, the snow that just started today. Spare room here. I'm an NZer. Oh, is that right? I think we knew that. A Kiwi in Seattle. I lived in Dunedin for about a year, and I got as far north as almost New Plymouth. What Whangarei? Patea was a little town. Patea. Yeah. So that's where I went on my Mormon mission. So that's why I was there. Very nice place. It was a great mistake to leave. For me, yeah. Spare room, Hyman, NZ'er. Yeah, it's cool. I'll find a cheap flight, get out there for a couple days, preach on the street. I'll let you know when I'm coming out. That will... That's definitely going to help the brand, eh? It's what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
US.
So hopefully somebody else out there, maybe The Real, would donate a... Nathan Mercer here has been very kind to donate a couch for a couple nights. If The Real would like to donate a very, very cheap airline ticket, let me know when I'm going. I'll be there. I'll arrange things. This joint is over. The joint has been finished. Congratulations, everyone. We've got to the bottom there. Let's see. Do we have anything else to talk about? Looks like The Real just comes to throw iconography at us and then walk away. He's saying December 10th. That's very interesting. Mm-hmm. I wonder what's happening. Is that a threat? I hope not. I hope it's not a threat. Well, I'm afraid that we have to talk about serious shit right now. Because I've got, like, a serious thing written down here.
Well, let's do it.
Alright. So, there's a place in the world called Saudi Arabia, right?
Yes.
And it's the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And there's a king, right?
Yep.
And that guy's old and he doesn't make decisions anymore. One of his sons or grandsons or something fucking pushed out another one and is it, right? So there's a crown prince dickmouth, right? And he's a piece of shit. And he's the one who had fucking Khashoggi killed.
Yep.
And so he's the king of the biggest fucking... he might be the richest person on the planet because he owns Saudi Aramco, which just went public. They thought they were going to be a $2 trillion offering when they went public, but they were only a 1.7 trillion, which just goes to show that they that's not a small overvaluation. Yeah. That's not small. Everyone's playing like that, and when they have to fucking straight evaluate, they're nothing. And they're like, but everybody plays like this. And they're like, no, we people who don't cheat don't. We people who believe in truth don't cheat. And so we don't play like that. So, but still, he owns a 1.7 trillion company and he just sold it. Like, he just sold it. Which is crazy. Like, that's insane. Why are you going to sell he owns all the oil in Saudi Arabia. He just sold it a week ago. Like, you don't think something's changed in the world? The fucking king of Saudi Arabia just sold all his oil for the first time ever to everyone, whoever wanted to buy it, right? Public fucking... Anyway, this guy's a piece of shit. He gets all the rules. They're all his rules because it's his kingdom. He owns everyone and everything. He gives his people houses when they get married, right? Which is a cool idea.
If they're of the right religion and
race. His people. Yeah. If they're not other. And so now, it's, not he, but like his government is saying that, here's the quote. Let me get a quote here, because it's fucking shit. Here it is. Extremism in all its forms is a societal scourge.
Fuck.
Yeah, extremism. And so by extremism, by extremism they mean atheism,
shit,
feminism,
shit,
homosexuality.
God.
Right, these are extremist ideas. But I would also contend that extremely Muslim views are extremist. Like they're using extremist to mean extremely not me.
Yeah.
Instead of extreme sides of an idea. And so, they can say extremism, like 5 times I've said extremism. Extremism in all its forms, except for the forms of extremism that I subscribe to, right? They can say in all its forms. It's like those...
In all its forms except for theirs.
Except my extremism.
Yeah.
Like the Valley Girls who can say, literally, I literally died. Like, how can you have those words come out of your mouth and then just keep on walking? Like you didn't commit an egregious sin. I'm like, you said nothing. Like, I literally could not handle it. What the fuck? That doesn't mean anything.
Right.
And so these guys say extremism in all its forms is evil, but I'm an extreme Muslim. Like, I'm as extreme as I can be, right? And these Christians are the same thing. Of like, I fucking am the most fundamental Christian. I believe in everything. It's fucking the word of God. And the Muslims who believe exactly what I believe should be fucking murdered in the streets, right? Like, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird. Like, they're denouncing extremism so that they can have extremism, and it's like, doesn't that make you want some fucking, middle ground? Like, screaming about how believing something to the extreme is so dangerous for a mind. Like, how do you not think to yourself, maybe all the stuff I'm doing? Like, how are you so unreflective of the ideas when reflective is kind of all we have, right? You only see the parts of people you're capable of seeing. And you're only capable of seeing the things you can imagine. You can only imagine things that you can empathize with because you have to put yourself in the place. Everything you see is a reflection of what you looked at. Everything you understand is a reflection of what you're capable of understanding.
Yeah.
Right. So...
Yeah, well, religion is a virus.
How can
it gives humans tools not to self-reflect, to be right always in their religion, and to never understand...
So, but my big question is, why doesn't this feel like juggling chainsaws? Like, why doesn't their mind immediately think? Because, like, let's say you're looking in the mirror and you're, like, grooming the front of you. And then you just always think to yourself, and you never have to groom the back. Right? Instead of, like, always thinking, I have to do the front of me and make sure I'm clean, but I can't see my back. I need help. Right? I have to treat the front, and the back isn't as good. Right? Like, how come their mind isn't seeing the problem, the dark side, their shadow, and seeing how dangerous it is, right? Because they're just walking backwards, and they're like, you guys are crazy for walking backwards that way, and it's like, no, it's the walking backwards. Why are you like, chainsaws are the most dangerous things in the world. You guys need these buzz saws. And it's like, no, it's the saws, right? Christian religion is good religion. Muhammad religion is bad religion, and it's like, maybe it's what they have in common. That's the bad part. It's so easy to understand. Yeah, extremism. I don't know. I've got to do my fucking vocal warm-ups. Saudis are lying about their proven reserves. Deck of cards about to fall down. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the whole point. Is we noticed right away that they had devalued it 2 trillion to 1.7, or overvalued it. Like, yeah, when we get in there and, like, check how much is there, of course they're fucking lying. They get to lie. That's the point, is, don't tell the truth if, you can make more money some other way. Like, and then he sold it, right? The new kid came in, read all the books, fucking got to terms with it, made his decisions.
Yeah.
And what was his decision? We shouldn't have held on to this for this long. We should not have based the world economy on oil for 150 years. That was a mistake. Should have moved on. And why the fuck would we be proud of our oil reserves? Holy shit, you gotta fucking... It costs earthquakes to get what there is left, you know? Like, I've seen what we do to get the oil reserves, and it drove my fucking property value down. So, you know, that's what he's gonna have to do to all of Saudi Arabia, and he sold it. Fucking his kingdom. Like, the fucking oil rights. That's fucking insane. How's a king gonna fucking sell off their fucking country? Goodness glaciers. You a king anymore? Goodness.
Yeah.
Right? Like, fucking what killed the fucking monarchies? Capitalism. Jesus.
What killed the planet? Capitalism.
Oh yeah, right? Kill everything. It'll fucking take everything in its way. Get the fuck out of here, monarchy! Get out of here, family values! Fuck you! Love between humans. It is capitalism forever. Yeah, everything will bow. All shall kneel and confess. Capitalism has given me all that I am. God, golly. Not to be too bleak or satirical, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't trust her. I don't trust that old dollar bill, America point,
The pyramid scheme.
space credit. Yeah.
The bottom rung dime.
The great prophet Terry Pratchett wrote a book, in fact, about money. It's called Making Money. You could go read it, but before you read that, you should read Going Postal, so you know what the characters are all about.
Yeah. Really good books.
They're really good books, and that's a good thing to talk about on our last fucking show. I'm gonna go cry about it, but before I do, let's listen to this. Unless we've already listened to it, I think we haven't.
You with the sad heart, don't be discouraged. Do I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people? You can lose sight of it all in the darkness. No inside you make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy. Can remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you take it all you can bear, you call me up because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let it show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Can't remember when I last saw you laugh. If this world makes you crazy, you take it all you can bear. You call me up because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let it show your true colors. True colors, true colors are shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
Joe's so cheesy for that show. She's choosing one song this whole time. That's her one song. That's all she gets. For her last show with Joe, Sophine LaRose. Moving on. Oh shit! I pushed the wrong button.
Did you just close?
No, it's still going. I just pushed the wrong button. Yeah. So, yeah. Bye, Joe. This is the
Bye,
Bye, Joe
chat.
segment.
I
Are you
love
gonna
you
cry about
guys.
it? Good, don't cry about it.
Don't cry about it. Just that I think you're beautiful.
Oh, you what a nerd. So let's talk about China because we're trying to demonetize all of our videos, and so nothing does that more like coming out loud publicly saying that China is doing some very war criminal type things.
Yeah.
Fucking
very disgusting, evil things.
just vanishing people because they disagree. Like, very strange things are happening in China. Cheap organs lightly used ex-prison. Yeah.
For thought crimes.
Yeah.
Or wrong religion. Or protesting.
Yeah, because... Yeah, and so I don't like Muslims. I mean, not like Muslims. I don't like Islam. I really don't like Islam. I think a mind with the program Islam running on it is an infected mind with a virus. I think that's a very good way to think of them. But I don't think that you're allowed to treat them the way that China is treating them. I think that is very, very inhumane, and we are well beyond this barbarism. I think that their inability to communicate to the critics is quite... clear evidence that they know it as well.
Yeah.
That they are using barbarism that we are well beyond. Their inability to communicate their reasoning and rationale about the tactics that they are obviously using identifies their position on those tactics. Right?
Yeah. So,
fuck them. Fuck them, dude. Like, I mean, part of the American experiment is we the fucking people. It's definitely not them the people, right? So that's not their government, is it? That is an oppressive sort of other system, oppressing another system. That you must be self-governed, and these people are obviously trying to be like, I don't feel self-governed. And so, as Americans, the fucking policemen of the world and bringers of goodness and American values, like what? Democracy. And for some, Christianity, I suppose. Why the fuck are we not helping them, eh? We got all this fucking money, why don't we give a shit about Hong Kong, eh? It's been on a lot of the shit I have in my house. I go around... fucking see Hong Kong written on a lot of this shit. Now we don't give a shit about them, our fucking economic partners. What the dick is going on here? Why the fuck is this us? I don't want this to be my story. I didn't vote for this shit. Yeah. Who's telling this goddamn story? Some dumb fuck. And I'd like him to come down to our show that's starting on Monday. Our show of like... Wait a minute, I have it written here.
Define your terms.
Define your terms. I'm going to have to put a sign up. So I just read it. Define your terms. Schizophrenic H. Finally a place to have the conversation. I'd like old fucking dumbass Donald Trump to come on down and fucking see if he can explain himself with his stupid fucking rotten mind. I think he cannot. I think he cannot define his terms. That's the point. Let's see who can have conversation and who can't, and let's stop listening to those people who don't know how to speak, eh? Fucking, if your mind can't communicate to another one, do you really know anything, or are you just fucking alone in your own fucking fantasy? We don't want to live there with you. It's reality that we should all join our voices together in. We shouldn't find someone's pocket dimension to live in. That's fucking insanity. I won't be a part of it. Yeah. Eh? Goodness gracious, what a dangerous behavior for us, our values, and the lives of our children, the people we love. How are these things going to live forever? How are they going to be strong and able to defend themselves when we rot them from within with this fucking nonsense?
Nice.
Fuck you! And fucking go listen to what Greg fucking the Christian preachers are saying about politics, and they are just fucking feeding you that same shit you're getting out of the television, eh? That same old nothing where they don't even have to think, and they just move it forward, and that's not what you're getting here, eh? No, this is fucking religion. It's not politics rewarmed, eh? These fucking cowards, right?
Yeah.
God damn! They don't even know how to play this goddamn game! And they've got the books! They've got the manuals and they don't know how to play! Well, come on my show, you fucking cowards, you goddamn popes, you prophets, you cult leaders, and let's see if you can defend your bullshit evil position. Because I think you can't, and I think we can. I think that we have the tools to prove that we worship truth, that we worship reality, and you worship myth and fiction and your own reflection. So come out of your closets, cowards. Come to my show, because Joe's not going to be here and I won't have anyone to talk to. So I'd like to talk to you fucks. If you fucking dare.
Right.
Have you talked about the pedophile Prince Andrew yet? I've not. I've just seen, though, that he's, like, publicly said that he is over with his public personality.
He's pulling back from a while.
Right. And to be honest, Prince Andrew wasn't really part of my life before he stopped being public. He wasn't super public to me. But I think, you know, he enjoyed his position instead of, you know, self-condemned for bad behavior in the past and banished himself for his antisocial behaviors. But yeah, I think he should, instead of saying I will no longer be public, I think he should instead say I am surrendering myself to the proper authorities and I am now telling only the truth when I am asked, and hopefully I will pay my debt to society. But, you know, of course not. Of course people won't do the fucking thing.
Not if you got the money to hide.
Right. I mean, can't I spend all my money avoiding this first? Well, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to spend your money doing. I would not. I would just instead donate my money to, you know, the fucking people I've harmed. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't it be cool, though, if the Queen did that, right? And said, well, it's because of our privileged position that probably allowed this to happen, and probably allowed Jack the Ripper. So let's say it's over now, and let's take a lot of this fucking bullshit nightmare money that we've extracted from you peasants, literally, and sat on it like a fucking dynasty, and let's fucking help the victims of the fucking hate machine we created. Good golly. It's the same as Jack the Ripper. It's the same fucking problem.
Yeah.
1880s. It's still around. They don't give a shit. And, you know, Queen Elizabeth might be the greatest monarch of all time, but she's still a fucking monarch. She's not stepping down, is she? Mm-hmm. She's not dissolving it. She's not being like, as the longest reigning one of these,
I realize
it's
how
over.
shitty it is and
Right.
abusive it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, she still can today, in the same way that fucking Jeff Bezos can decide that no one shall starve, eh? Mm-hmm. The Queen can decide it is over, and here's another day where she didn't. You know, fuck her. Right? Come on down, Queen, explain your fucking self.
Nice.
Right? And there ain't no way I'm gonna follow your protocol. Like, what fucking bullshit? Of course I'm not. Like, hey, behave this way in front of the Queen. I shan't. She's not mine.
Right.
Why on earth would I? I'm going to treat her like a person, as I endeavor to do with all of them. And I advise her to do the same, because apparently she never once has. So maybe she's way off. And if she sat here for an hour, she'd be a little bit better person if she fucking dared.
Yeah.
If any of them dared come to the fucking Thunderdome, where the truth is. Hey, we'll see who wants to be here.
In the Thunderdome.
The place where finally there can be a conversation. We'll see who comes. We'll see who desires conversation. We'll see who it is that has that as a goal. For I think that we have proved already that it is none but us. Hey, because that's what we thought we were doing politely here at the radio show, being all kind. But one thing I've learned lately is politeness just wastes your time. Because they use your politeness as a reason to ignore you. So let's stop being ignored, shall we? Let's stop being polite. Let's take our place at this table. For obviously the people who are here have failed us, and they have failed themselves.
Fuck yeah.
That's right. So put down the fucking power for one day, I fucking dare you. And you'll see that the children can already do a better job than you could dare. Anyway, Pastafarians, sorry for making this so emotional and religious. It is our last episode of the season, and we're going to be back on Friday with a whole different sort of situation.
Yeah.
Thank you very, 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 very much for your kind support
Yeah.
throughout
Thanks, Nathan Mercer, for
these months.
hanging out with us.
Yes. Cisco Pereira was here a lot.
Reading Heights.
Reading Heights was here
Dawn.
quite a bit. I Lesson 3 Trolling was here all the time. What a great, kind gift that was.
And everyone we didn't mention, like
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
yes. We have a whole list.
Cora Babylon, who listens later.
Yeah, when they come and sees all of our books, unfortunately your names are in there over and over. Our sincerest
I wrote down who
apologies
showed up.
for getting you involved in this. And thank you very much. The next chapter will be with even more volume and fearlessness. Fingers crossed. See you on the other side.
Bye.
Stop.